McCluskey smirks. Want some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrunner, and you live by your own rules, don't ya? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time, human. Mr. Telestrian isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Territorian Gyre, and one of the richest men in Seattle. Yeah. Richer than hell elves take a dump the same way I do, McCluskey. His eyes widen, then his smirk gets even broader. That's the right attitude, chummer. You're just the same as Mr. Telestrian. Yes, you are. The only difference is that you got no money and you got no power. So tell me again, Recrobrains, what is it you got? I guess free will is probably the best we can go for. Digestion, yeah, honor. Don't really care too much about honor, so I'm have to go with free will, although I know he's gonna laugh at that. You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later. The fussy elf with the air of a Victorian butler studies you before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office. Yeah, thank you, Jeeves. Yeah, this is an extraordinary estate. May I look around before I see him? You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting long. Well, they're gonna kill me, it's gonna be somewhere else. Probably don't want to be cleaning this mess up. Okay, that's Telestrian then, I guess. Let's have a look around. Algernon, ooh. Well, I guess you don't have to take a guess how they knew where we were going. There's a twinkle in Algernon's eye that wasn't there when you spoke at the Seamstress Union. It's good to see you again. There's much to do. You run in some pretty different circles, don't you, Algernon? I do not run at all, Aunt May. I go where I'm needed. I am needed here. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. We can't go upstairs. So, let's go to the meeting. I don't want to aggravate them pointlessly. Might still come out of this alive, so... If he wanted me dead, I would be dead. As you approach, James Telestrian III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you. Calculating and cold, a practical smile comes to his face. He vibes the kind of reach you don't get from Tribute. It's not the clothing or the trappings of the bow before your betters mansion. It's something else. The feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability or a pawn. I've been reviewing the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. Admit they are impressive. You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my Vice President of Security his job. In 24 hours you have accumulated quite a bill with me, man. How do you intend to settle your debt? You already confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. Now, would you take a check? No. I'll go with the straight. You already confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. Well, I do have my other companions. I could sell them out. Maybe the comrade. Yeah, we might as well go with the would you take a check? I understand humor. I do not appreciate it, but I understand its uses. Yours was not a good use of humor, however. It neither charmed me or disarmed the tension, nor infuriated me to the point of providing you with a quick death. Before you attempt any more of your lowbrow monkey shines, I will lay out your tactical situation. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in your little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took? I'm interested in knowing why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. I took the Aegis sample to kill giant insect spirits. I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on the desk. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. The young pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you! You're the woman who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here? Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Mary Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me a reason to forgive her for her trespasses against me. She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, good to see you got out okay, Merlu. It's not okay. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream, and that I'll wake up and and still be there with the bugs. You can relax, Merlu. You are safe. It is over. No, won't be over until they're all dead. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men you flew in here, all you do is talk. It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action. That's why I got Harkeem involved. The already cold exterior of James Telestrian III turns to ice. I see. It was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this woman. We will speak of it later, in private. Now then, Aunt May, there are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a woman of the street such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. Yeah, I'd be delighted. I don't know if that's is sarcasm or not. Just behave. There is a wait in Telestrian library. a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth, you are in the presence of history. Yeah, special guards and very odd looking people. Is that the Chester? I don't recall what his name is, but it's sort of a... It should be an elf with a painted clown mask, if it's who I think it is. Lady and gentlemen, this is Aunt May. She's the human who saved my daughter and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Her Brack House. What does the representative of the great dragon Lofwer have to tell us about the magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered? Brackhouse speaks slowly, with a deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. Yeah, I'm not doing that. My lord Lover has witnessed the insect spirit's physical manifestation before, roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic grows, Harlequin, yeah, it's him. It's a character I'm familiar with the Mega Drive game. Hans, dear, I love you, but you could babble on forever, and I believe time is of the essence. The painted elf addresses you. Aunt May, is it? Delighted. The buck you fought was not merely a magically awakened animal like a wyvern or a hydra or anything else of the sixth world. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect spirit from another plane of existence. Ah, yeah, is that why I couldn't kill it? No, I imagine that moving from one plane of existence to another isn't easy. Correct. Perhaps Das German can tell you all about it at length someday. He's got plenty of time to chit-chat. Now, an insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner. Dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon a shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power, and the shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host. The best candidates are the disaffected and the disfranchised, in short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood. Finally, by performing what has to be a truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time. Harlequin is correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host, while transforming it into the spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. Yeah, I don't like the sound of this. We have sort of a humorous or slash insulting option. Or bugs from another dimension need killing. I get it. Yeah, let's say go with the I don't like the sound of this. You shouldn't. It's bad. Really, really bad. The initial bugs prepare the nest for the summoning of a queen. Once a nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirits onto the fresh corpses. Again and again and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario. Faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Aunt May. It is an invasion. My Lord Lover knew this day would come, but he did not know precisely when nor where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of the world. So you're early to the party this time. What gives you the upper hand? And yeah, that gives you the upper hand, right? We are not early. We merely have experience on our side. Insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host's body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself cannot be destroyed by mundane means, hence Project Aegis. Her Telestrian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions work with my Lord Lofer's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astral bacterial strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once, and thus affects the insect spirit. No, that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it, or are you reading it off an index card? My Director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field. Dr. Ravenwood. Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescing astral bacterial strain. They've created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells will discharge a high-velocity stream of bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host's body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with the Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. Okay. So, in order to stop an invasion of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-operated a magical insecticide. Crudely put, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside their facility and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That along with your highly effective assault upon my property indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. Okay. What makes you think this Project Aegis will actually work? He grins and his Harlequin Queen grins and his red lipstick catches the light. Because it has to. Come on, kid. The Fate taps you on the shoulder, you've gotta pay attention. Unfortunately, she has a nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on the other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Aunt May? You had me at killing bugs. Show me how to use Aegis and I'll get it done. Excellent. Harlequin claps his hands as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that the short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Bruckhaus raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note, a warning if you will. You have seen the danger the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Yeah, we received 10,000 yen. Hello, Queen. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need her to go on the mission. By the way, by the by, I'm coming with you, Aunt May. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed them last time. Telestrian will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me when you're ready to go, and we'll buck right out of here. Telestrian sighs. Yes, speak with Harlequin when you are ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Quath. He is highly resourceful. Yeah, speak to Quath. Now it looks like we're rapidly moving towards a final confrontation. I have some questions. Are you really here? Alterna's face takes on a dreamy expression. Are any of us? Yes, Aunt May, I am here, and at the Seamstresses Union, and a myriad of other places. On to the work at hand. You require my magic. Okay, who are you? I'm a peddler of magical spells, spirits, and foci, nothing more. Julie? No. Hmm. Hans Brackus. We did not allow many opportunities during our briefing for you to ask questions, Shadowrunner. You may ask them now. Do you know where the insect spirits come from? As the level of magic in the sixth world grows, the, for the lack of better word, the distance between the various planes of reality decreases. When the membrane between the planes is thin enough, ritual magic may be used to draw beings from one to another. How did they get here? When the membrane between planes thins, the insect spirits reach into the mind of a shaman and begin their manipulation, playing on weaknesses and offering unlimited power if the rituals needed to bring these spirits here are performed. But once a shaman takes on an insect spirit as a totem, they begin an inevitable decline into insanity, slowly losing their humanity. Eventually, the shaman completely succumbs, choosing the contentment and sense of clear purpose that being part of a hive provides. Perform your role, serve your queen, that is all. What is it like to serve a great dragon? The German man's eyes narrow. Do not misconstrue my relationship with Lord Loughborough. I do not serve. Okay, if he knew that problem ahead of time, And I mean, he had made this box spirit earlier and knew another one was coming. Why didn't he move faster? Based upon the previous cycles of magic, the first insects are not due to appear for another 700 years. My Lord Lofver believed he was well ahead of schedule. Something is different this time. It is concerning. Why do you think it's different? Perhaps it is due to the population of humans and metahumans on Earth being so much higher than in previous ages. As a result, the volume of magic created by sentient beings is correspondingly higher. Or perhaps it is the density of population coupled with the advances of society and technology that has altered things. Magic has never returned to a world like this one before. The density of sentient creatures coupled with the density of information, coupled with the new concept, the technological persistence of memory, heightens a society's existential angst. Thus, more people realize how truly horrible existence is, simultaneously. That in itself may be a form of magic. Loeffler is studying the question now. Hmm. Mary Louise. I was listening. It sounds bad. Yep. Thank you for everything. Yeah, could be worse. Could be raining. She smiles. Seattle, you look like you have a question. So what did Harkeem tell you about us breaking into your father's office? Nothing. I haven't spoken to him since last night. Why? What happened? He hasn't contacted you. No, and I thought he would by now. Something happened to him. Hmm. Sure, he's okay. He was in the Matrix the whole time. That's what I thought. Harkeem is amazing in the Matrix. I'm sure I'll hear from him soon. Okay. Was it Harkeem who helped you in the Matrix? She smiles in love. Yes. Even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me. My angel in cyberspace, Baron Samedi. After we escaped, I told Hakim about the Brotherhood and about the box. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis, so you could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the box. But I don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samedi is just knows things. Okay, what did the Brotherhood want with you? Aunt Lynn was very excited to have me there, almost manic. She talked about the inner circle and how I was going to be at its center. She said I would be their queen. The way she spoke, it was as if she'd seen God or something. Her eyes close and she hugs herself tightly. It's not God she sees, it's bugs, only bugs. Hey, why were you locked up there? We know this, I should go. Okay, what equipment are you selling? Come on. In addition to the Aegis-loaded launchers we will provide, I'm authorized to outfit you with anything from weapons to supplies to clothing. Okay. Show me the outfits. I'm taking the high-grade street armor. Yep. I don't want to look like a dumbass when I go bug hunting. Well, it's dull, but it doesn't look bad, so I'll take it. We might take a weapon too, although I think we're running out of armor points. Uh, Here, drones. And we have the best drones we can buy. Okay, I don't want to give up my deck, but I would definitely want to take a weapon or something in there. A buckle launch or something. Dark Bucket Platinum Trauma Kit. Yeah, those. Yeah, we can buy those later. Uh, hmm. Okay, Cyber's installed. I'm not too impressed by the selection in general. Might as well get wired reflexes, I guess. +1 body, +1 strength. Shiabase bone lacing. Kevlar. Bone lacing uses Kevlar coating. Yeah. Might as well burn through the goddamn money. It's what else are we gonna do with it? We have 4 essence left. Vision magnification eyes alpha. Plus 6% to hit. Okay, arms. Hit points. Legs. Hit points and quickness. Quickness and dodge. Hit points. Yeah. I do want a weapon. +1 strength and +5 hit points. Yeah, that sounds about right. Cyberwork causes essence loss. This affects magic rating of your character, as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Magic is very important for spellcasters. The base number of spell slots available to your caster is equal to half of their magic, rounded down. Therefore, losing essence can cause spell slots to be permanently lost. In addition, each point of magic lost increases all spell cooldowns by +1. Casting a spell again while it is cooling causes drain damage to the caster. cannot have less than one essence. Yeah, I'll take the upgrades. Yeah, gear. We're going for a weapon at this point. Although, it might be just a launcher. And we do want some... Yeah, I don't think we'll be buying anything. Yeah, I'm good. The thing is, karma. We have strength. Additional weapon slot, if not yet unlocked. Okay, where is this? Yeah, we need one extra point. So, yeah, 11 points needed. Ah. Is there something I can clarify for you? Why was Mary Louise taken by the Universal Brotherhood? He pauses before answering. The course for the Queen is chosen very carefully as the interactions between the Queen and lead shaman are critical. A family connection between the two roles is ideal. As you have discovered, my father's indiscretion with Melinda Watts. You know that Jessica Watts, the shaman, and Mary Louise are related by blood. I would appreciate if that information remained in the shadows. Okay, how do I use Aegis? My people have weaponized the Project Aegis formula by creating shells which, when fired, propel a high-velocity cloud of the material which should be effective at killing exposed insect spirits. There are more effective ways to deliver Aegis obviously, but time was of the essence and I needed to improvise. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. It is what it is. Are you ready to get knee deep into ectoplasm? Let's go. Questions. Who are you? I am he as you are he, as you are me, and we are all together. Intelligence 5. 5. You're the walrus. Good job. He bows with a flourish. I am Harley Quinn, the Lightbearer, last knight of the Crying Spire, he who manipulates Shadowrunners and fights duels with assholes, and for the next hour or two I'm at your service. Does Hans Brockhaus really work for a Great Dragon? He winks. No. Okay, let's stump some bugs. His eyes light up. I thought you'd never ask. Okay, Aunt May, Aegis Mark I launcher. Filled with a magical insecticide, what would you like to do with this item? Send it to your stack. I suppose you should know, Telestrian's technicians have had all time to create a few prototype Aegis launchers. I'll be taking one, naturally. Another is for you, Peter Well. If you want additional box-splattering firepower, James has agreed to allow one of his personal elite guard to accompany us with the final prototype weapon. And now, let us away. We have a date with Destiny, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting. Okay. Telestrian Gyre Ghost. Okay, how good is it? It's a good shotgun rifle user. Mm, how good are you? Uh, Fairly capable spellcasting. Dragon Sword. Heavy war sword that can cut a metahuman in half. Aegis Mark 1 launcher. Quick Strike. Strike. Mana Ball. Mana Bolt. Heal Wound. Aim. 0 action point attack. That's nice. Are there any good guys here? I think we're going to go with a fairly familiar group. So Coyote, maybe Terngire Ghost. Elite Special Forces of the Black Banner from the 11 Nation of Terngire. It's also cheap. Wait. Uh, yeah. But we have two guys with the Aegis launchers, so it doesn't really matter if we don't have one. Yeah, confirm. Let's go. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't. Well, maybe we have use for the cyber deck, maybe we don't. The hunt begins. Your return to the Universal Brotherhood is anything but subtle. The team hits the same back door Coyote found and you storm through, quickly making your way into the restricted area and the room where you last met Jessica and first encountered the bug. You stand there together, listening to the sounds of chittering coming from the somewhere distant. Harlequin stares into the darkness, humming tunelessly while fingering the sword on his hip. Then he turns, lifts his Aegis launcher to his lips, and gives it a kiss. You give the signal and the hunt begins.